Everyone, welcome back out to the ballpark. We got the Blues out here for you. We're getting ready to go. This is a quick turnaround. That game went very late on us on that first one. We've got the St. Charles Pirates taking on the Winfield Warriors. We'll get some starting lineups here for you to start this game. For the visiting St. Charles Pirates, leading off, number 11 playing second base is Mason Hickerson. In the 2 spot, number 18, the DH Caleb McCullen. In the 3 spot, I messed that up already. I'll get that position for you here shortly. Looks like he's probably behind the dish. Number 7, and I'm going to butcher this name here, folks. Nick Besancenez. That's the best I can do with that. In the 4-hole, number 35, playing first base, Caden Hammer. In the 5-hole, number 26, in left field, Hunter Broad. In the 6-hole, number 22, playing center field, Brady Reed. In the 7-hole, number 23, at shortstop, Luke Whitty. In the 8-hole, number 34, playing third base, Lucas Conaway. And finishing it up here in the 9-hole, number 42, Lucas Skeen, playing in right field. And for the Warrenton Warriors, leading off, I did say Warrenton, didn't I? Well, see, I started off badly again, Mitch.
Just say Warriors. You have
too many Warriors.
50% chance of getting it right.
Jeez, Winfield Warriors. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 13, DJ Barth. In the 2-hole, on the mound, number 3, Warren Conrad. In the 3-hole, number 28 in center field will be Colin Morse. In the 4-hole, the DH, number 24, Aiden Corehammer. Defensively here, number 30 will be in left field. It is Cooper Brown. In the 5-hole, number 18 at third base, Brennan Howard. In the 6-hole, number 20 at first base, Caden Rowland. In the 7-hole, number 22 at second base will be Tim Evans. In the 8-hole, behind the dish, number 11, Anderson Hudson. And in the 9-hole, number 16, the right fielder, Matt Powers. So, Mitch, have you got your? I know you was working on your lunch there.
No. That was my snack, buddy.
That was your snack?
Yeah, which is maybe for some lunches. But I'm going to go with 2 names on the Winfield side. One, obviously, you know where I stand because I didn't get to see Conrad play last year. But to have 2 names like Corehammer and Power, come on.
Powers and Corehammer.
Corehammer. What did I say? Cornhammer?
Is it corn? Did you say
no,
corn?
I think I said corn.
I don't think you did. Maybe you did. I don't know. But
hopefully I didn't, because that's brutal if I'm that bad. But what I'm going with those names.
You have to forgive me, folks. I'm still trying to get my scorebook together here. That's why I was handing over to Mitch.
I can do that. I got some scores around the league.
You do that, Mitch.
So,
there you go. Scores around the league.
Yeah, we'll start with Howells up 1-0 on Troy Buchanan. Your Fordham Maltese Lions against Washington Blue Jays, the game we did yesterday, tied 0-0. Weston Liberty tied 0-0. That's again early in the game, but North Point is up 4-0 on Fordham Malt South. Seckman is up on the Jackson Indians, 1-0. Timberland is up 2-1 on Zumwalt North. And you just saw the Warrenton Warriors beat Holt 19-1. Some out-of-town games. Smithville is up on Lee Summit 8-0. That's
Whoa.
early. Yeah. You got St. Pius and Scott City are tied at 1. Valley Park is up early on Borgia. Oak Park is up 4-0. At least this is a good one. Lee Summit North and Grain Valley, they're tied at 1. That one is also early in the game. That's just the bottom of 2. That'll be a fun one to keep an eye on if you got Game Changer at home. That's the ones that got. Lafayette's up 1-0 on Rockwood Summit. Most other games tied 0s. Sykeston's up on Kennett 3-0. Those are scores around Game Changer. It's around the state.
And here we go, Mitch. Our second game of the day, we've got Mason Hickerson leading off for the St. Charles Pirates.
The first base coach for St. Charles looks like he could still play.
It's a young man that I've met before. Oh, gosh, I think he works in the Midland organization as well in the summer. Line drive, hit hard, but right at the second baseman, Emmons, for out number 1. Let's get a defensive look here, guys. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? On the bump, as we said, Warren Conrad behind the plate. Anderson Hudson at first base. Caden Rowland at second base is Tim Emmons. At third base, Brennan Howard at shortstop. DJ Barth. As we go 2 balls, no strikes. In center field, we have Colin Morrison. He's flanked by Matt Powers in right. And the aforementioned, and that's down. That's going to be a double in the corner, maybe 3. No, he's up with it good, quick.
Yeah, you can't see that right there, but he was able to actually stop that baseball from hitting that corner. And if it does, that's an easy 3 bases.
So after the line out, the double by Caleb McCullen has this squad in business. And we said in left field is Cooper Brown playing left field.
I'll tell you what, one of the cool things about doing some of these games at non-high schools is the food. We're here at CarSheild, and I can smell the French fries and chicken tenders.
They're right down here. Everybody's eating.
I think I should have done that instead of my PB&J. Ballpark food is the best.
Lauren will share with you, Mitch.
I'll buy some later.
All right, here we go. Got to get into it here. Got to get into it. I have no idea.
Whoa.
Oh, and there goes the bat flying.
Nice play by the shortstop.
DJ Barth, the shortstop, got the locks all blonde and flowing there, man. I tell you. 6'3", the bat's flying. All kinds of craziness going on here.
Coach Bichel didn't even flinch. He just stayed focused on his guy.
It's not going to hit me. Here's your dude, Core Hammer.
If he mashes his baseball, I'm going back to my nickname I gave him last year, which was Thor Hammer.
1 ball, no strikes to Core Hammer. Big swing and a miss. Go ahead, take your hack.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Send it.
Take home a sack. Remember that?
Yeah. That's your Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake reference, right?
Take home a sack. Yeah, we had one really close to us.
Fastball challenge and said, here, if you can hit it, go ahead. And he couldn't do it.
He didn't do it.
2-2. Corehammer staring at the bat like he's got a hole in it.
Well, I'm paying attention to Mr. Corehammer's shoes. I feel like he's got them Adidas Zeros on that makes him look fast.
So they strand the runner at third. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. St. Charles, nothing. Warriors coming up. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. Let's set up the defense here for our visitors, the visiting St. Charles Pirates. Going around on the bump, of course, is Nate Mosley, number 15. His battery mate is the aforementioned Nick Besancenez. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Okay, first base is Caden Corehammer. At second base, Mason Hickerson. At third base will be Lucas Conaway. The shortstop, Luke Whitty. In center field, Brady Reed, and he's flanked by Lucas Skeen in right field, and in left field is Hunter Broad, or Broad.
No relation to Paul.
That's our defense here. We want to thank LPA. Maximize your performance with Legacy Performance Academy, sponsoring the G.A.C. Classic today. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
That's what I'm saying.
What's that slogan?
That ain't a slogan. That's just something I say, bro.
Or is it gotta have it?
Gotta love it.
There's Oh, I'm loving it. That's what it is. I was way off.
What? That's some kookiness right there, man.
You can tell I'm hungry?
I know, right? I'm smelling that chicken, and I ain't ate nothing, so I just got to I just got to focus. I just got to focus.
That's why
Mitch.
I thought about getting you a Snickers.
A little dab will do you. There we go. All right, here we go. DJ Barth leading off this bottom half of the first inning for Winfield. And filling up the strike zone is Nate Mosley. One ball, one strike. That was a pretty decent crowd out here, Mitch, this late afternoon.
Ooh, good curveball. Yeah, you usually see that for that 4 o'clock game because typically that's when the parents get this, normal time off, if you will.
It doesn't seem that late, Oh, that's another good curveball. Gets Barth swinging right over it, and out number one. Have you seen the Mosley kid pitch before, Mitch?
No.
His bender's working. Fastball fisted into foul territory. Catcher on it. Oh, that is a heck of a play by the catcher. I'm just going to say his name.
Just call him Bonzi.
We'll call him. It's Besan. Bensonez. Besancenez.
Call him, I don't know.
We got to. We need to get somebody over here to help us out with this.
Just call him B. Just call him B. Mr.
But it was
B.
a heck of a play, wasn't it?
Oh, 100%. Sliding, caught it like a basket
I'm
catch.
losing my mind. I'm gonna go get one between innings, though. You're gonna have to handle it.
Oh, that's not my job.
No, I'm gonna go get it. You're gonna have to handle the mic. That
Yeah,
ball
I
is
don't-
smashed into
No, that's what I was talking about.
left field by Colin Morse for a 2-out single. No, just so I can go get the name. You can handle.
I get gun shy.
You can handle the.
I'm afraid.
Our player spotlight here in the bottom of the first inning is Nate Morris, or not Nate Morris, Nate Mosley. There it is. I'll spit it out momentarily. I'm getting there. Woo, Nate Morris. I'm getting there, folks. I'm getting there. We got all kind of stuff going on around here.
Snickers, if you want to sponsor the show.
Yeah.
We need you right now.
That's where you need a Snickers, right? A big swing and a miss.
This is your moment, Mars.
Nate Mosley on the season is 3-0, Mitch. .91 ERA. He's had 4 starts, a 1 complete game, and he's got 2 strikes early here on the number 4 hitter, Corehammer, who has swung right over that curveball. Mosley also has a 147, a 233 OBA, and just got a piece of that one.
You know, I just realized last inning that I was calling the first baseman from St. Charles Corehammer.
Did you call him Cornhammer?
I did, but he's on the Winfield side.
Yeah.
I was talking about him on Winfield or at St. Charles side.
St. Charles.
I screwed that up.
Is Caden Hammer. It is Caden Hammer. It's not Corehammer.
That's too much.
There's a lot of hammers.
That's too much for me.
And that ball is foul.
Nice play, Coach. I have a junior college degree and an online degree. Is it all coming?
And
make
you still
sense
can't
now?
distinguish between the two.
Keep in mind, I said online.
Yeah, we got a Mosley. So yeah, so now we got matching hammers at first base, Mitch.
But one's a core. My goodness. They're talking to each other right now.
Why wouldn't you?
You have to, right?
They're both hammers. Drew.
Da-da-da. In case you couldn't hear it, Drew said if they were talking to each other, so you wonder if they were hammering it out over there.
Brendan Howard at the plate.
It didn't sound as like the way Drew said it.
Fouled back to the screen for strike 2. 2 on, 2 out. The single and the hit by pitch has some traffic on the bases here in the bottom of the first inning for Mosley. That's lifted shallow center and is going to drop. Cut off by the first baseman and an RBI 2-out single for Brendan Howard. And Winfield's on the board first.
A little 2-out bingo, 2-out walk, and another 2-out hit. That's how you got Winfield's first run on the day. Again, we saw it last game, 2-out opportunities.
Caden Rowland at the plate.
Yeah, he didn't make a bad pitch. It's just, again, it goes back to what Sissel said last week. You got to hit it where there ain't.
That's right. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rowland. I believe Winfield lost to this team last night.
It's going to be foul.
And
I will look for you.
That is fouling into the seats.
I will help
I'm
you
sure
there.
Mitch is going to look for us.
Oh, it's right in front of me. What am I doing?
Of course it's right in front of you.
Winfield did lose. St. Charles beat them 8-3.
8-3. And that is strike 3 looking.
I'm gonna say
so. Mosley has a couple of Ks, but Winfield strikes first. We're going to the top of the second inning. 1-0 Warriors. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. We are back And we have a little player spotlight here presented by Youth Baseball Midwest for our starting pitcher for the Winfield Warriors, which is Warren Conrad. I saw this young man play with the state champion team, Ellsbury team, American Legion. That team was 35-4. There's Jason Howard. He was part of that coaching staff over there with that group. Chad Creech. This young man was playing center field for him too, just going, getting everything and whatnot. And you can see he's got the arm on the mound. And so far this year, we're going to take a look here at Winfield. Pitching-wise, Mr. Conrad, this is only his second appearance and his first start. He has a save, Mitch, on the year. And he also hitting with only 11 plate appearances, 10 at-bats. He's hitting .500 with an 1,100 slugging percentage, Mitch.
Oh, take that.
My goodness. 1,100? Because in 10 play... Ooh.
That rattled around everybody's.
Yeah, baby. That missed, that skipped right off that and went right into the top of this here. Bang, bang, boom. But listen to this, Mitch. 11 plate appearances, 10 at-bats, a little squeaker down the line foul. He has 5 hits, right? Because it's 5 for 10. He's got 3 doubles, a home run. So 4 of his 5 hits are extra bases.
So that's how you're telling me you get to 1,100 OPS?
Yes, I'm afraid that's the way that works, man.
Slug, baby, slug.
So the young man on the mound doing it for the Warriors here and doing it well.
You know, it's the one thing again about small schools in general, though. I mean, it's only 10 at bats. Why we've seen numbers with guys with 30 or even some teams had 40. They just haven't had the games played.
Exactly. Leadoff walk there, though, for Hunter Broad. And brings up Brady Reed now here in the top of the first inning. And he squares the bunt and can't get it down for strike 1. And that concludes our player spotlight for this inning on Warren Conrad, presented by Youth Baseball Midwest, the most comprehensive youth baseball talk in the Midwest.
I might have to retract that. Maybe some of the stats are not updated because they have played 8 games. And, obviously, if you have 8 times 3, that's 24 minimum, right? And they don't have a guy over 15 plate appearances.
That's all we got.
Yeah, so.
We're doing the best we can, folks.
Right. So I'm going to go on a limb and say not every game's in.
I see some more Warriors to our right.
Yeah, I think the whole team's filtered in.
The maroon-clad Warriors.
They're hovering over Coach Nuru, running what the roster is going to look like.
That's right. Where am I hitting?
Where am I hitting,
Coach? Feeling good. Yeah. Number 22, Brady Reed. Runner goes, fisted to the first baseman. Fields a foul. And I think he caught his thumb on that too, boy. So the runner goes back. He put him in motion, and that just got in on his hands, boy. And the thumb, he might not be able to feel it right now, Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he got jammed, but he definitely got more than jammed there. That's tough.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Throw over is not in time.
That's a good snap throw, too.
It was. It's outside. That's ball 3. Oh, no, it's ball 2. My bad. 2-2.
Talk.
Spoils a pitch. Always reminds me. I was sitting right there in that dugout,
I know where this is going.
coaching. My son was playing some third base. Boy, that was still a really good throw by the catcher. Anderson Hudson. He made that close.
I didn't
And
think
he was going to even be near close.
Same.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and a swing and a miss. And Conrad battles and gets the K for out number 1. So when you started saying, talk, I was talking, and we were playing the Gamers. It was a fall ball game too, Mitch. And Justin's at third, and I was like, you got room, and he was there. The ball just was inside the wall. Let's see, he had room. There's the wall. But it wasn't really good. I mean, I told him he had room, but he hit his knee. And that's a ground ball to the second baseman, Emmons. Out number 2.
That's productive, though.
Yep.
Hit behind a runner. Yep. Good baseball right there.
And we were playing 2 games that day on this field. That's when it was still grass.
Oh, wow. That's a long time. That's probably when they were still River City.
That was like 2013, 2014, something like that. That's a strike. And hit his knee. I'm like, well, why didn't you catch the baseball?
Dang.
It was right there.
Dang.
He was not happy with it. And honestly, he was hurting. He took some ibuprofen, though. And went out and pitched against the Gamers again that afternoon and won the ball game. I think he gave up 1 run, whatnot, pitched 6 innings. Come to find out, it kept bottom. We went to the Bone and Joint, place, and he had some kind of meniscus deal that was not good. And had to. So, and he still, after that, went out and pitched that game. So, tough kid.
Adrenaline, baby. That's what we have. That's what we're going to call it.
That's one he still looks at me a little funny about, Mitch.
He might walk at you funny, too. Well, just this is, you love the look of professional independent baseball fields, your minor league fields that have these short little, concrete deals.
A brick, yeah.
Yeah, you really want especially when that ball went up in the air and everybody's got their backs turned to the plate, you really want your catcher working with you, kind of helping you out, like just on-field management, as I'd like to call it.
This is Lucas Skeen. Lucas Conaway just walked. He's at first. We got first and third with 2 outs. We got, I believe, 2 strikes, guys, on Skeen. Runner goes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
Great
a good piece of
execution.
hitting. On the run and hit. Run scores. The Pirates tie the ball game here in the bottom of the second inning. RBI single for the 9-hitter, Lucas Skeen.
I like what you said there. They're run and hit. Tell the difference between a run and hit and a hit and run.
Right?
You gonna tell them?
Yeah, the runner started, and then the guy hit it behind him.
What's the difference between a hit and run and a run and hit?
I don't think I don't believe in the hit and run because the runner is going in motion first. So it should be the runner running and then the guy hits.
Oh, you're being technical here. I actually thought you were going somewhere else.
No, that's what I think.
He said, "That's what I think."
That's a strike on the corner. What do you think, Mitch?
I think there's two different things.
As we see Mason Hickerson at the plate.
I think in a hit and run situation, you have to protect the runner, so you have to swing. Whereas a run and hit, it's an option. In the run and hit, just like a bunt and run versus a run and bunt, kind of the same thing. If you got a good lead, you don't have to swing. Whereas opposed to, it's at least in the past, if we didn't execute a hit and run, we ran, literally run for it, because you have to protect the runner. Because guys like me would actually steal. So if I'm moving, you have to protect me.
Yeah, or else you're going to get thrown out, right?
By a mile. No, I'm kidding.
And Hickerson is wanting that swing back. Too late. Goes down on K's. We're going to the top of the third inning. The score tied now, 1-1.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development, whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness. Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth, with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
We are in the bottom of the second inning because St. Charles, we're at the top of the third. What am I doing, man? Am I a mess? No, Winfield is the home team. I knew that. I was testing everybody else. We're going to the bottom of the second. It's getting kooky in here, folks. G.A.C. Central Classic next Tuesday. We got 3 more games from right here at CarSheild Field, and we're going to pass it over right now to my sidekick, Mr. Mitchie the Kid. Go ahead, Mitch.
Just checking around the league real quick before this first pitch here. I checked in on that Scott City St. Pius. Scott City ended up scoring 2 more, making it 3-1. And one to update is Fort Zumwalt West is now up 2-0 on Liberty.
Timmy Edmonds leading off here for the Warriors. Swings and misses. Pops it up. Shortstop under it. Makes the catch for out number 1.
I got one for you. How do you feel about this one? When your ball goes up in the air, obviously you got somebody calling the ball. But as other players are converging on that play, do you like for anybody else to talk? Like saying, like, you got it, it's yours, it's yours.
I don't think, as long as it's not affecting the guy, I think, the more communication you can have, the better. As long as, here's the thing, I think the communication needs to be understood by all of them. Everybody using the same jargon. You can't, one guy saying you got it, the other guy say take it. No, we all agree that if we're doing that, and that's it. You call it, and then you hear your teammates say, take it. But if you hear say one, take it, or you got it, or something, and you're like, it gets confusing. You're trying to concentrate on catch it, and maybe you misunderstand somebody.
Yeah, that's for me. I want to avoid those things.
Ground ball to the shortstop up with it. It's going to be close, and he gets him by the old half step. Nice play.
That's all you need.
2 plays in a row by Brady Reed, the shortstop.
Yep, that's all you need is a half step, right? Yeah, I was never a big fan of having all the extra talk. You call ball and you move on.
I think it's just that you just don't want it to be confusing. At lined into shallow center and down in front of the center fielder. Excuse me, Brady Reed is in center field. It is Luke Whitty at shortstop.
Here's a good one for you, Brian. Farmington versus Hillsboro.
Yeah.
Farmington's up 3-1 on Hillsboro right now.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Oh, he got him. Oh, I thought he had him. He got the hand in. Because he had wrong stepped him there, Mitch.
Wrong stepped him. We had one earlier this year talking about Southern Boone. They are actually down 2-0 to Fatima. Or however you
Fatima?
say it. Fatima. I was going to say it, but I didn't want to talk about my weight again.
DJ Barth at the plate. Conrad on deck. Runner at first. 2 outs. Throw over. Not in time. Good snap throw by Mosley there.
Both pitchers have some quick moves over there. Valley Park's up 3-1 on Borgia.
Valley Park is good. That's a good baseball program. Class 3. They don't get a lot of pub, but that's a good baseball team.
Oh, Green Valley went up 7-1 on Lee Summit North.
So first and second, 2 outs. Here's Conrad with a chance to really do some damage here, Mitch.
Yep, you can help yourself out. This is what being a two-way guy is about, being able to pitch and hit for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, inside move. Outside move.
Nobody was home.
It was a move to second. How much pine tar you think Conrad has on his bat?
It looks like it's stuck there pretty good.
That's got to be an extra ounce to 2 ounces of pine tar.
And we got a 3-0 count to Conrad. Morse on deck, who singled and scored the only run for Winfield, and that is a base on balls to load the bases here with 2 outs, Mitch.
Yeah, that's a good visit. This is a good visit by Coach Bichel. I'll give some more scores around the league, around the state, I should say. Nixa is up 2-0 on Joplin. Pacific is up 1-0 on Union.
Ooh, that's a big matchup, Mitch.
Yep.
I'm interested in seeing, because Union, I've got number 6 in Class 5, Pacific number 14. That's a dandy ball game right there. Jake Collier probably.
Let me see if we can find out who's pitching.
Who's pitching for that? That's a good matchup, because in the other Casey Griffin, I believe it is, for Union.
Casey Griffin is on the bump for Union.
And that ball is lifted into center field, but under it is Brady Reed for out number 3, and they strand the bases loaded. We're going to the top of the 3rd inning with the score 1-1. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. All right, folks, tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 start, 4 o'clock pregame show, St. Louis Suburban game of the week. Parkway Central visiting the Oakville Tigers, the Colts and Tigers. You know, between Colts and Tigers, who do you think wins, Mitch?
I'm thinking the Colt 45, not the horse.
All right.
But I feel like if it's the horse, doesn't have a very good chance against the Tiger, since that's what they eat.
One of those things, right? Caleb McCullen at the plate, who doubled his first at bat and takes the old hit by pitch.
Brian, I think that is like the
Bisancinez?
You had it right.
That's what I thought. I was right.
I think that is the 5th hit by pitch today.
Yes, we've seen a few of them today.
Yeah, I actually just threw a number out there. I have no idea if that's accurate. I
believe
just
you're
threw
right.
5 out there.
Maybe 6. It keeps creeping up. I like this matchup, though. That Pacific Union was one of our must-see games of the day, Mitch. Jake Collier, Casey Griffin on the mound. That is a heavyweight matchup in Class 5, and that ball is down. This catcher hitting in the 3-hole is making plays. Bichel. You got to love those catchers, Mitch.
I do. I think I like more of the game behind the plate than I do on their offensive numbers. I mean, it's always special to see an offensive-minded catcher, but it's the dudes that, like yesterday's Pandolfo, he was just special behind the plate yesterday. The way that he managed his pitching staff, framed, blocked baseballs, all the tools were there. Headsy player. I enjoyed watching him yesterday.
Now we got Caden Hammer. Bichel is hitting .333. He's got 8 RBIs on the season. Big swing and a miss by Hammer. He's got a couple doubles, so he's playing some good baseball there. The catcher hitting in the 3-hole. Hammer behind him here.
I like that pitch. You can throw a curveball. We talked about overlays the other day or yesterday with the young man for the POG for Washington.
Yes.
He talked about tunneling pitches.
Big swing and a miss. And down goes Hammer for out number 1. Big strikeout there for Conrad. Hunter Broad walked and scored the run last inning for this Pirates team. Takes strike 1. And that ball is hit past the diving Emmons. Oh, and they caught him. Oh, nobody at second base, but that's all. He's back safely. And the run scores, so an RBI single for Hunter Broad.
I like that there. Yeah, he Coach Bichel wanted him to get over there to third base. And I think one of those conversations when you're a coach and you look at him and say, hey, I told you to get here, and he looks over and goes, man, I didn't have it. You're like, yeah, do that.
Good bunt by Reed. Morse up with it. Advances both runners. So with 2 outs, Reed does his job, gets the runners over on the sack bunt.
Interesting there. I feel like Conrad's given up some good barrels this inning to put a sacrifice down with 1 out. I thought that was an interesting move by Coach Bichel.
Luke Whitty, the shortstop, takes strike 1. Swings through. He chased that one, Mitch. Chase. And a hard hit ball. Emmons up with it, stays with it.
Good wheels.
That was a nice play by the second baseman
Yeah,
there.
stay with it. Heck yeah.
Tim Emmons. So we're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. St. Charles takes the lead 2-1. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. I want to thank our sponsor. I knew that. I want to thank our sponsor, Legacy Performance Academy. Maximize your performance. Their sport fitness program there. As we've been talking through this, it's not just baseball. It's they train all types of athletes, from track and field to football to basketball. Great program over there. Go check that out. Give them a call. Go to their website. Legacy Performance Academy. Maximize your performance. Mosley back out on the mound. Grounded hard past the diving third base coach, Coach Stokes. He almost had it.
Did he actually dive?
I was seeing if you were paying attention.
No, I was listening, but I wasn't paying attention. It's two different things.
Popped up, towering infield. That took a while to get back down. Hickerson under it for out number one of the third inning.
He was just looking over there at Hammers like he called that thing early. It would have been a can of corn for the first baseman. Would have barely had to move.
That's one of those big league pop-ups right there, Mitch. Brendan Howard, who has the RBI single, a shallow pop-up. Hickerson takes care of that one. So a quick 1-2 here for Mosley, but he's done this the past couple innings and then gotten into trouble. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is a much different St. Charles team than we've seen the past couple years.
Yes, sir.
All around.
Caden Rowland, who struck out looking his first at bat. And a ground ball.
All three of them.
To Hickerson, who takes care of all three outs. And a quick 1-2-3 for Mosley after getting the lead. We're going to the top of the fourth inning, score 2-1 Pirates.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development. Whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness, Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth, with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
We got a player spotlight for you folks for the St. Charles Pirates, presented by Youth Baseball Midwest, the most comprehensive youth baseball talk in the Midwest. Mr. Hickerson, who just defensively took care of all three outs for the Pirates, has been doing the job at the plate. This young man is slugging .420. He's hitting .420. His on-base percentage is .473. That's at 50 at-bats, 12 runs scored, and 5 RBIs. Mitch, a guy like that at the top of the order, and already today, he's had some tough luck. He is lined out to the second baseman, struck out, but this young man at the top of their order has been producing.
Yeah, and I mean, you talked. Coach Bichel talked about it before the game with the number of games that they've got on schedule this year. You know, and having 34-plus games, and you're seeing some of that. Having 50 plate appearances versus somebody on the Winfield side, at best, if assuming stats are updated, 20 or so plate appearances. So, more experience you can get playing this game.
Better you are, right?
Better you can. Yep.
Better you can be. I like that. Better you can be.
I struggle with words, Brian, sometimes, and so I wasn't sure what to say there. That was the best I had.
Lucas Conaway at the plate. We got a 2-ball, 2-strike count to the leadoff hitter here. That's ball 3. In the top of the fourth inning. Outside. Now we're 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Conrad said, here, try and hit it, and he couldn't. Heads back to the dugout. Oh. Coach hollering to pop it, and he threw it by the first baseman. Lucas Skeen now, the right fielder who had an RBI single to score the second run for this Pirate squad. This is a good baseball game, Mitch.
Oh, it's a heck of a game. It's 2-1.
Curveball didn't quite get to the outside of the plate for ball one.
Both these teams to have a second arm, be able to throw this well, it's exciting for both programs. I'm sure both coaches love having a little depth on the mound.
Yes, sir. 2 balls and a strike, 2 Skeen. This at bat kind of getting away from Conrad. Let's see if he can get back in it. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled back to the net. Stabbed by the catcher.
Let me ask you this one, Brian. Wait after this pitch here, but
inside, gets the walk. Go ahead, Mitch.
Are you as a plate umpire, and the adults on the field ask for an appeal? Do you usually give it to a coaching staff, or do you want your catcher to call it?
I usually wait. I mean, the coach is hollering at the catcher usually. Get a call, and I wait for the catcher. And if I'm convinced of a call like that, and he's over there with a right-handed batter, I'm not going to give it to him. That's ridiculous. And to me, that umpire at first base right there had no better angle than the umpire behind the plate.
Yeah, I thought the umpire behind the dish should have been able to make that call. It's right in front of him, plus the pitch is up in the zone. But
exactly. So you see it better.
Yeah.
The angle is bad. And I think as umpires, you have to be aware of those things. And this is a good crew. I've worked with Rick Hawkins. I've been to clinics with Rick Hawkins. So, I mean, he's one of the better officials around here, in my opinion. He controls the game well.
Would you like to see a three-man crew in these games, in the G.A.C. Classics?
I don't know if you could. It's
that's
nice.
fair.
It'd be nice to have, but it's a matter of cash. You're renting the fields anyway, right? So you're putting this venue and whatnot. I think it just comes down to a matter of being able to pay for that, and
that's fair.
That gets tough. That ball is hammered and down. Hickerson with a double in the gap. Sends Skeen to third base, and with 1 out, the Pirates are cooking again.
I tell you what.
Or I should say they're raiding again, right?
They cook. I mean, they got to eat, right? They probably raided the kitchen that they're cooking in. But interesting here on that relay, that ball came in from the outfield. He had set up to gun it, missed the second baseman, missed the shortstop, and typically the pitcher needs to be backing up third base or the plate potentially, was standing at the mound. And had he not been standing there, that ball hits that screen, and that run would have scored. And while I'm seeing that, I'm a little frustrated he's not doing his job backing up a base. But thankfully he wasn't.
Well, but here's the thing, and I think this is what you have when you're talking about high school baseball. And I think this is the stuff you still have. People go, oh my gosh, what are you doing? They're still high school kids. And are we bringing them, and this goes to that question we talk about, the most comprehensive youth baseball talk. I love this discussion when we do our podcast. Where's the development process? Do these kids, you're standing and watching rather than playing the game. And that ball should have never got to the pitcher there.
No, dude, we could start there, right? It's got to be stopped by your middle infield there. I can agree with you there 100%. That's the first piece of it.
You've got to knock that ball down.
The shortstop actually dove for it, trying to knock it down. It just wasn't errant.
And I guarantee you, over here, Coach Stokes is saying the same thing. Guys, we can't allow that to happen. It's not that the coach isn't saying it, is that's where you have to have your players stay focused. And I think that is the toughest thing about baseball. This is one of the most difficult games to maintain that type of, oh, that's a big strikeout. A big strikeout for Conrad for the second out. But it's one of the, to stay that focused and continue that level of focus throughout the whole game.
I mean, this game, when you're playing it, it's obviously much easier, but there is some downtime. You know, you could play a whole game without ever getting a play.
Yes. And so how do you keep yourself mentally engaged every pitch, believing that the ball's still going to be hit to you?
Yep.
Thrown to you. Where do I have to be? You get caught in that of not, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that ball's hit there. Where am I supposed to go?
Yeah, I said it on Sunday this past week with
hammered in the gap, and nice play out there by the right fielder for Winfield. Right fielder Matt Powers, who went and got that to end the threat. That's a nice piece of pitching there by Warren Conrad. Leaves two stranded. We're going to the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-1 Pirates. Level up with Legacy Performance Academy. When it comes to development, Legacy Sports and Fitness is all about training the whole athlete, on the field and off. Improve mobility, boost flexibility, prevent injuries, train explosive strength and functional movements, grow as an individual. Because we know a better athlete today becomes a greater player tomorrow. Wednesday, week from today, we will be back here again for the G.A.C. South Classic. We got an update of a big-time matchup going on right now. Mitch, talk to us about that.
Yeah, checking in on that Howell Central, Howell North game. Obviously rivalry in the Howell School District, but that game's knotted at zeros. But there's a Carson Howard on the bump for North and Cooper DeManuel at the plate right now for Howell Central with runners at second and third for Howell Central with one down. It's a big moment in the game.
Yes, it is. Is this at Central or are they at North?
They are at North.
Okay.
And DeManuel got it done with a sacrifice fly.
So it's a 1-0 ball game. Central. Sac fly.
Sac fly to Stover playing center field, who just pitched for him yesterday.
Tim Emmons at the dish to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning for Winfield, and he grounds one foul. They're probably going to have to go get that because it just right on the line. Look at that, Mitch. It landed on the line.
Fair ball. I'm not going to talk about it.
Talk about what?
But how Central's pitcher's dealing.
Who we got? Who's
Williams is on the bump. I don't know the first name for him.
What's his name?
Williams, his last name?
Williams.
I'll have to look it up. Actually,
did he start?
He did start. I'll go look.
I think you should.
I am going to. Thank you.
Two balls, two strikes. I think Evans thought that might have been a little high. Kind of grimaced at that one. And a heck of a good curveball by Mosley to finish him off. So the leadoff man down on strikes brings up Anderson Hudson, the catcher, who directly hammers one in the gap, and it's going to get to the wall. Nope, cut off. Nice job by the left fielder out there, Cooper Brown. No, excuse me, Hunter Brode. For St. Charles.
That just shows you how big this park actually really is. When you hit a baseball like that, you think that ball is going to get to the fence, and it just dies.
Yeah.
It just died. I mean, I thought he pieced it pretty well. Obviously he did for high school kids on second base, but I thought that was trouble and was going to rattle off the wall and might get 3, maybe 4.
It seems like the turf plays a little slow too.
In general, it actually does with how soft it typically is, but we're still talking about amateur athletes, high school athletes. They're still not strong enough to hit that baseball 400 feet.
Matt Powers, number 16, singled and was stranded at third base in the second inning. We got some Eagles showing up. That ball is popped into shallow right field under it, making the catch.
Line.
Oh, my goodness. Go ahead and show off the gun. You don't want to throw. Don't run on Mr. Skeen over there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I watched the same game you watched.
Oh, my mercy.
Or I am watching the same game you watched.
Mitch, he didn't even get into that throw, and he
No, I was like,
don't do it.
Yeah, and he threw it, and I was like, okay, show it off.
Wow.
What year is he?
Back to the top of the order, I'll get you that. DJ Barth takes strike 1. I'm still kind of geeking over that one.
Same. But this is the thing. This is why I love what you guys do with the podcast, the player spotlights, and the things with YBM, is being able to out here to see this. If I was sitting at home, I'd never know about this young man.
That's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And we're bringing it to you.
That's
so
right.
You got to hit that notification.
That's right.
That's
what I'm talking about.
I just gave you a plug. Now you owe me one.
All right. I'll do that. Hey, go see the hitting zone. Skeen that's a sophomore out there. A sophomore and a ground ball. Oh, past the sliding third baseman over there, Lucas Conaway. Good play by the left fielder again, keeping that runner at third base. So a single. We have 2 outs. 2 on, 1, and Conrad pops it up. And the catch made by the catcher, Besancenez, takes care of it. 1 pitch, popped up, ends the threat. 2-1. We're going to the top of the 5th inning.
At Legacy Performance Academy, we meet athletes where they are in their development. Whether you're just starting out or already on the path to greatness, Legacy Sports and Fitness is the premier program for growth, with a full training field designed to help you sharpen every aspect of your game. Paired with our elite baseball programs, we've got the foundation for your success.
Oh, I can always come back on. I love talking baseball, and I'll talk about what's happening over there at Howell North, just because most of everybody knows more about the G.A.Cs. Howell Central went up 2-0 on the Howell North varsity Knights. That's big because Howell North put it to Howell Central, but there's a special performance that's going on over there right now that I'm not going to talk about, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Around the league, Jackson Indians and the Seckman Jaguars are tied up 1-1. Mr. Hammer's up for the St. Charles Pirates. Call him Mr. Hammer because I feel like that's got to be it's got to be appropriate, right?
Caden Hammer, Mr. Hammer.
He's Cade twice.
Armin Hammer.
Armin Hammer. Oh, what does he pitch?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I'll look for you so you can get back to the game. You're way better at the play-by-play than I am.
Strike on the outside corner. I believe we're 2-2. Is that correct? 1-1. That's a strike there, so 1-2.
I'm going to go with a fastball up in the zone here.
Up in the zone?
Yeah, it's what got him twice.
Good call, Mitch. 2-2.
He laid off, though. That's good.
Tried it again. There it is, and did it that time.
Well, he's got the sombrero.
That is 3 Ks on the day for Mr. Hammer.
Oh, he is frustrated.
Yeah, he is. He's chasing
But, you know, he's over there.
Hunter Broad.
Got the guys in the dugout looking at him.
Fouls that one out, back out of play. You got base on balls, a single, and RBIs. Having a good day at the plate.
He's over there hollering at Orchard Farm, I think. He's always a fiery guy. We saw him last year at St. Charles West, and he was over there fired up down at first baseline.
2 balls and a strike now.
Mr. Arm and Hammer does not pitch.
Okay, so it's just Mr. Hammer. Grounded to the second baseman. Up with it is Emmons and fires a seed.
I will tell you what I'm impressed with Coach Bichel's team is even in a routine ground ball, these boys are busting down a line. You really can appreciate that.
You know, one of the things, it's been a couple years since I'd really seen him. I went and saw St. Charles. We saw him here at the Classic. Daylight, I agree with you. Daylight and dark, just the energy of the dugout, the energy of the team itself. They're playing at a different level.
Oh, it's different. I mean, I think the game we did last year, they were fine for an inning or two, and Bichel talked about it before the game, but they were down, and then they just fell apart. I was at the game last year here, and that game got out of hand. There's a ton of energy here. We got fans are here. You got, the other conference teams are here. You got people cheering, clapping hands. Both teams are yapping. I love it.
1-1. That is popped up and going to get into the seats.
Somebody made a catch.
Sounded like skin slapping, didn't it?
Yeah, I was like, well, that's
and then
not
some
that.
cheering over here. People like, oh, yes, way to go.
I felt like that hurt, though.
I'd have caught it with my teeth.
Don't do that. That's how you lose them. Did I ever tell you the story?
I say that every time, and I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story about this park and me trying to catch a ball, a baseball?
No. But we're going to have to wait till the bottom of the 5th inning, and we'll come back with stories with Mitch's story of how he tried to catch a ball here at CarSheild Field.
Story time.
Going to tell a story. Go.
Well, I thought you were going to introduce me here again, but I'm going to go.
Hang on. Then let me do this. Oh, we're back. See? Mitch has got a story to tell us. And,
here's a little story I got to tell. That was my best Beastie Boys.
We're gonna do it. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Colin Morris at the plate. Mitch, why couldn't you catch a baseball here? Or did you catch it?
I did not. So we talked about it in, I think, the first game, Shaq versus Pujols. This was something that was like on A&E or something like that. And it was Shaq challenging in other sports. So they would do racing, football, all these different things. And it was just Shaq versus Pujols challenge. And they came out and did a home run derby here at I don't know what it was called back then. I assume CarSheild maybe.
That is skied into foul territory under it. Third baseman.
But
Conaway making the play, out number 1.
We get tickets to the game. We got some of our Spikes players were stand-ins in the dugout looking like River City Rascals guys. Well, I got the tickets and I was sitting out in left field. And of course, Albert comes up. He's going to hit houses up here. He hits the screamer. I mean, just a little out front. And I'm right next to the foul pole down here, right where that sign is by Serve Pro, and it is tailing. It's curving right at me. Everybody takes off running. Right at me. I got an ego. Hits me in the hands, smokes me in the chest, hit me so hard, went back into the field of play. I was booed.
Way, are you serious?
Yeah, 100%. I was booed by everybody in the crowd. There was little kids out here shagging, all booed me, all made fun of me.
Back up the middle, shortstop up with it. Nice play by Luke Whitty.
I'm not kidding, Brian. My hands were bruised, my chest was bruised, and my ego was 100% bruised.
Which hurt worse?
My ego.
Chest or
No, my ego. I got booed. And I paid to get in.
Booed by little kids, man, and they ain't no good.
Oh, have you ever been booed when you paid to get in somewhere?
No, I don't think I have.
My gosh.
I don't think I have. Brennan Howard at the plate.
But I made it on TV.
Oh, there you go.
As that guy.
Are you being played on the video comedy?
The not top
reels?
10. Yeah, the not top 10. I don't.
Player Spotlight here presented by Youth Baseball Midwest. We have Caleb McCullum from the St. Charles Pirates. Here's another young man getting it done with the bat, Mitch. 11 ribbies, 15 runs scored. I got to love that. Foul ball here by Howard. A double and a home run. He's hitting .409. Yeah, come on in here. Sit down.
We got. Let's get you a hot mic. We got Coach Nuru Allen coming in for the St. Charles West Warriors. We got a bunch of Warriors.
We're going to finish this real quick. Hang on. Mr. Caleb McCullum. This kid's having a good year. 500 slugging, 435 on base. Well, I know, but we're doing player spotlights. That's okay, Coach. We're spotlighting different players here and there. You're fine. We just do it. Something to do. We'll spotlight. Oh, Howard almost. Oh, yeah, he's trying. But we've got I better hand you the microphone, right? I have one of the guys we've had hanging around for a while, quite some time. Great conversation. We love having him on the show. And head coach of the St. Charles West Warriors, Coach Nuru Allen. How you doing?
Not too bad. Ready to play some ball today.
It's a great day for it.
Yes, it is. And it doesn't seem like it's too windy, which is a change. It's been probably one of the windiest seasons that we've had and stuff. So it's kind of nice that the wind's only blowing 15 miles per hour today.
Yeah, right.
Well, he's right. I can't remember a time we've had this much wind in our area in a long time.
Yeah, it's been silly. And it's affected games, too, to be honest.
That's a nice play by Whitty. Sorry to cut you guys off, but that finishes off. We're going to stay here and keep talking to Coach. As the Pirates finish off that, we're going to the top of the 6th inning. Coach, go ahead right ahead. I messed him up, didn't I?
Yeah.
He's focused right now on competing against Orchard Farm over there.
You were talking about the wind and not blowing out.
Yeah, I mean, just the wind's just played a major factor in our games and stuff. I mean, with balls being hit or affecting the fielders with pop-ups and stuff. It's just been, we've had to make adjustments. And, I mean, just like every team does. So once again, it's nice that we're playing where it's not like just dumb win out there.
You know what's interesting to me too, Coach? I think you got 2 or 3 extra inning games already too, don't you?
I know one for sure. We played an extra inning game against Timberland, and it is Zumwalt East, right?
Yeah.
And we're 1-1 in those games. And so, yeah, I mean the extra inning games have been nice, but we like to try to win those games in regulation. But our guys, we've just competed quite a bit in this early season, and hopefully down the road those will pay dividends for us.
Yeah, I was going to ask that next. Is that good or bad to have those experiences for you? I would imagine as a coach you don't want to use so much pitching, but what happens if you get in the playoffs and you have extra inning games and you don't have that experience and emotion? So.
Right. No, I think we schedule for those type of things. Like we want to see our guys tested. We want to see us handle adversity whenever it shows up. And so far we've had our pitchers be able to go fairly deep in games to where we haven't had to go to 4 or 5 pitchers in a game. So we've done a great job managing our pitchers and stuff like that. So I like playing tough, and I think it just bodes well when it comes to district time and conference time, like now.
A single, 1-out single by Lucas Conaway gets St. Charles looking to tack it on. I don't know, Coach, if you've seen this young man. Mitch and I were sitting here. He caught a ball. It was shallow, right field. But he turns. He wasn't even on balance and threw a beating.
I recognize it. I saw it.
Have you seen this young man before?
I think we faced him last year. If I'm not mistaken, first of all, I would lose my mind if my guy was not running. Right there, that was real close.
Too close. I was
yeah.
thinking the same thing. I was like, I'll let him throw himself out there.
But yeah, we saw him. I think we saw him last year a little bit. But I mean, his arm looked tremendously strong right there. So I'm sure he's one of Coach Bichel's pitchers and stuff.
Lefty, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to us a little bit about, as I'm going to reference the article from Evan Shank last week talking about the competitiveness of the G.A.C. North, and even this year, maybe taking it up even another notch.
Yeah, I mean, we're a very underrated conference, and like you say, when you look at the 3 GACs, we're the lowest one, just with numbers and, overall talent. We don't got the talents to the other Howells and stuff, but overall.
You don't have the bigger schools either.
No, but as a conference, I mean, we do a great job of competing, and I think, a lot of these teams, really, look forward to play each other. And we don't give an inch. And
That's a ball.
And so, you go look at our game against Warrenton last week. We go out there and we beat Connor Martin, which he's a great pitcher. And then we go out there and we lose a 2-1 game with BG pitching. And so it just goes to show you, anybody can beat at any given time. And our guys were, we tried to warn them against them and whatnot. And, we just got beat. And,
that was interesting, and that's what I thought, because we were talking about that. I mean, the two guys you would think would be the guys you'd want to count on, both lost.
Right.
And and you're losing on the road or winning on the road and losing at home. Both teams. It was an interesting dynamic. That was crazy to me. I don't think I'd seen that before. And they were close ball games.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of got to, stretch the lead out against Warrenton the first game. We ended up winning that game 7-0.
Right.
But it was 2-1 against in the second game, and we had plenty of chances to win that game, and we just weren't able to get the key hit, and we had some base running mistakes, and for BG, he wasn't his typical BG self, which is hard to say because he only gave up 2 runs. But you go and look at that game, and we dove into it. And we do a film session every Monday, and we talk about the games and we show certain things. And there was 2 balls that where our catcher's been awesome all year. It got by him, which that hasn't happened. And those 2 balls that got by him put the runner at third, and all they had to do was get a sac fly and a ground out to short, and that's how they got the 2 runs. So that's just baseball. And, we're just trying to make sure those baseball gods are on our side when we're doing certain things.
We talked about that actually a little bit. It might have been this game. I think we were talking about staying focused. And you just said that. It's like, all your catcher's been great for you. There's just 2 plays, and whether he took half that play off or wasn't fully invested or something, I'm not saying that that's what he was doing,
right.
But we were talking about that earlier. And those are big swings in games. And obviously that happened for you. But I like what you said there, that's just baseball. And I think the biggest thing is did they learn?
Yeah. And honestly, I think they did, because we coming into last week, we knew that was going to be probably one of the tougher stretches that we had, having to play Warrenton twice, then go to Jeff City and play Jeff City, Blair Oaks, Timberland, and Gateway, which, those are all tough opponents. And after, we felt like we let one get away against Warrenton, and that was an opportunity for us, and we didn't get it done. So then when we go to Jeff City, I was interested to see how we were going to compete. And I love the fact that we came out against Jeff City. We had our Marcus Lewis pitch against Jeff City, and he kept them off balance majority of the game. And it was a 1-1 game for a while, then 4-1. And then he got a little tired, and we made a substitution. And, Jeff City, and they're a great hitting team, it was just a matter of time when they started piecing stuff together, and they did. And unfortunately, it turned into an 11-1 game. And so when people go and see the score, it doesn't tell the whole story. No. And, they just think, St. Charles just went to Jeff City and got their butts kicked by Jeff City, and that wasn't the case. And so then, I was telling them, guys, you know that wasn't a 11-1 game. You know that everybody in the stands know that the team across in the other dugout, they knew that. Okay, so what can we do when we go Blair Oaks, which Blair Oaks is the cream of the crop when it comes to Class 4 in our eyes, because they're defending state champs, and we go lose 2-1 to them, and we had a runner at second with 1 out to tie that game with our 2-3 hitters up, and baseball happened again. We had their center fielder make a diving play for 1 out, and then we had our best hitter up, takes a massive hack, and fouls it off, and then he flies out to left field, and that was the game. But I think from that game, it really gave our boys a lot of confidence, and like, hey, I know last year we lost some guys, but maybe we are pretty good, and then we went out against Timberland and found a way to win that, beat them and Gateway.
Colin Morris is on the mound for the Winfield Warriors right now. Warren Conrad is out. There's first and third. Big strikeout there for the second out here in this 6th inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. If St. Charles can scratch a run here, that's going to be huge. Oh, and off the glove of the diving third baseman, Howard. And there it is. That extra run going into the bottom 6. It's 3-1 now for St. Charles. Coach, go ahead.
What can we expect out of you guys tonight, out of St. Charles West?
We've got Brody Anderson on the mound, so we're hoping he commands the strike zone well, and what do you expect is us competing and hopefully competing at a high level. I feel like we're starting to find our footing a little bit, and I'm just hoping that we can keep it going. I know Orchard Farm's going to have a lot to say about it. And, a lot of implications for this game, just not with just conference, but this is district seeding type of game. So, they would want nothing more to come out and to beat us. And honestly, we would love for us to go out there and hopefully handle business and get another win on the board. So, to get back to your question, Mitch, we expect us to play hard and expect us to do the right things and do the little things.
Yeah, well, Coach, that's the one thing that from the last few years of being able to just kind of follow a little bit more closer with YBM, but obviously knowing you, and how you played yourself. I fully anticipated that you'll know that this team will know how to play, because I feel like you're a small details kind of guy, because the game, you never know what the game's going to do, but you can control some of those small details, and I feel like that's what your group is good at. So
yeah, they're doing a really good.
Single is going to
throw.
score the run, and that's two back-to-back singles for St. Charles to score 2 runs here. Or excuse me, score 2 runs and take a 4. Am I right? 4?
5.
Yep,
4-5.
4-1 lead. I'm getting my cracky team over here.
We need help in
paying
here today.
attention.
We got to make sure Brian gets some snacks in between.
I tell you, bro.
Well, Coach Rue, I appreciate you coming in, spending a little bit of time with us, and getting ready for your guys' game today. Good luck to you. Stay healthy, boss.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate what you guys do, and hopefully we can get some things done here today.
I will have fun watching either way.
Oh, I'm sure you guys will have fun.
There's no pressure on us.
I might be having fun at your expense, but it could be.
It's awesome.
Oh, mercy.
I'm sure Coach Sugar is he's looking forward to spoil our plans of winning. So it's going to be a fun game, and like I said, I got a lot of respect for Orchard Farm and Coach Sugar, and especially after the week he's had and stuff. It's it's good just to see him. So.
Yeah. Hey, folks, this is head coach Nuru Allen of the St. Charles West High School Warriors. Coach, it's always a pleasure, and I think you're one of the good ones.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it a lot.
Good luck. Stay healthy.
What's up? You guys don't need a All right, so St. Charles starting to put more pressure on him here.
Yeah, when that base hit to right field, I kind of tossed my hands up, because I'm what are you doing in this situation? We're late in a ball game. You got to just shoot it 4. You don't want any more runs scored, and just kind of throwing it to your cutoff has no shot of getting them out at 4, unless there's some arm issues I don't know about. But
the courtesy runner for the catcher, and Hammer didn't chase up, Mitch.
He had the other 3 times, so at least he's just got the sombrero, not the golden one.
So that's a 1st and 3rd with 2 outs.
Brian, I'm going to give a little bit of an update here on a box score.
That's fouled off.
From the G.A.C. South Conference.
Yeah.
The Howell Central Spartans beat Howell North 4-0. But I didn't want to talk about it because Lucas Williams for Howell was throwing a no-no.
Oh, wow. Howell Central?
Howell Central, Lucas Williams. He did give up a hit in the 7th to give up a 1-hitter, but 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 walks, 6 Ks, and 88 pitches through 7.
Kid was dealing.
Efficient, baby. 52 strikes.
I love that. 88 pitches. That's throwing strikes.
Yeah.
What was his It usually gives the ball to strike ratio.
It was 52 strikes, so 30.
Oh, that's a great jump and a great read from third base, number 10, who's running for the catcher. That is Wyatt Savory. That was a great read, young man. Scored the run on the wild pitch. Oh, that was actually pass ball. He should have caught that.
Yeah, I didn't look at the extended details on the stats, but I can do math. But it looks like he threw 36 balls, so 52 strikes, 36 balls.
And so the inning ends with the strikeout of Hunter Broad, and we're going to the bottom of the sixth inning. Score now is 5-1 St. Charles, 6-1 St. Charles.
All right, well, I guess I'm coming back to you guys. I don't know what inning we are in, but we're in an inning where Winfield is hitting. So bottom of six with Winfield down 6-1 to the St. Charles Pirates. Just a little heads up for those who we will be out, YBM will be out next with Game 7 Baseball, game7baseball.com. We will be out at the WAC. Well, Brian and his crew will be out at the WAC. For the Cinco de Mayo event coming up. I'm going to go May 5th-ish, 4th-ish. May the 5th be with you, or 4th. I don't know which one. What? Okay. I'm not a Star Wars guy. Okay, got it. John Wick. I'm a John Wick fan. I have no idea what they're talking. We are talking about Star Wars. At least I got that part right. Oh, I don't. Well, I like gold. I can do Austin Powers stuff. This is what happens when Brian gives me the microphone. We got Coach Sugar coming in from Orchard Farm, not Farms, as Titus Fisher made sure I knew. Yeah, okay. I learned that real quick.
There's only one farm.
You have a lot of farms in the area, though.
There are a lot of farms.
But only one orchard.
It's this one.
This one. Not even
He's getting the
talking
microphone
about
for
Brian.
Coach Sugar. I'll let Brian introduce.
We have head coach Brendan Sugar from Orchard Farm, first year coach. This gentleman was at Fort Zumwalt East for a couple of years, JV squad. I am glad to see you get this spot. I love your energy. I think the kids respond well to you, and I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I hope they're responding. That's the goal. Yeah. But they've, over the last couple of weeks, you've really seen kind of a turn with our dudes just kind of buying in a little bit more, which is good. So I think our group, for the most part, young last year, and I think they're just still trying to kind of learn how to win. So it's tough to do, So, as a group, that's what we're kind of gearing to do, try and win some games here. And, we're hoping for a split today.
Is that something that can be a challenge? Is maybe a school that's not used to winning or having those kinds of expectations, and then you're coming in and you're trying to create those expectations and cultures? Is that hard to kind of coach up?
Yeah, no doubt. I think these kids, I feel bad for. This is their third head coach in 3 years. So, they've had a couple of different voices now, if they're juniors. they've had a different head coach every single year. So I feel for them there. It's definitely a challenge for us. I don't think there's any doubt about it. But, I think they're really responding well to kind of myself and Coach Stringer and just kind of trying to kind of change the way things have been here. I think we're going to do it. I think you see the area in St. Charles, like around where we're at, Newtown, Charlestown, it's booming, and they're going to build another neighborhood next to us. So, I think we're going to keep getting talent coming in, and it's just, can we turn the page? Can we, can we change the narrative from what we've been?
Yeah, that's we have some friends that live over there, and I'm in the area often as far as where the school's at, and I'm like, Newtown's getting pretty big.
Yeah,
and it's going to continue to grow. And I asked, there's some players on that side that are on your team that I'm friends with, familiar with, and so I ask them quite often. It's like, what is the biggest difference? And it was it wasn't just about the season. It was building in the off season. It started with your open gyms.
Oh, yeah.
That was something new to them that I don't think they had those expectations before.
Weight room was a big one too. Like it was probably the second week of school. I called the meeting and told them all, and I said the biggest separator in high school baseball, especially at varsity level, is the weight room. You got to be strong. I don't know how much of that was going on before I got here, but there were a lot of dudes that, we saw come in and out. We had 30 dudes at some point just in and out, just kind of between their schedules and whatnot. But we've got a couple of multi-sports too that I know are, listening for football and, doing basketball, all that good stuff. But that for sure was one big thing I wanted to emphasize was, off-season lifting. And then, being able to have some open facilities come in, just be around them kind of learn my terminology and kind of what to expect and all that. So we had a really good attendance, and I was encouraged by that. That was one of my worries coming in is, are they going to show up? And they did.
Was it one of those things where you pushed it, or was it like, hey, we have open gyms, and it was one of those strongly suggest you attend kind of things?
Yeah, I mean, it's strongly suggested for sure. Definitely not mandatory. The off-season stuff is not mandatory, but I think these kids realize that they can't show up on March 3rd and pick up a bat for the first time in a couple months and be successful. It's got to be the club ball the way it is now. Like it's year round, and if you're not keeping up with the Joneses, you're going to fall behind. So I think a lot of them understood that, and they got in there early and kind of got their hacks in. And I think we had our struggles week 1, but after that, we hit the ground running going.
Yeah, that's how you get cut if you come in March 3rd expecting to make the team.
Mm-hmm. When you're developing culture, and I think that's the biggest thing, and what I've seen so far especially over the past 5 years since we've really focused in with Youth Baseball Midwest, looking at different programs. It is a program, and working to develop a program starts at that base level, the freshman, the weight program, what's the mentality of how you go about doing your business day in, day out, correct?
Yeah, oh yeah. You got to, next generation is super important. You got these guys right now, but we had a practice a couple weeks ago where we were kind of with JV, and I pulled my dudes aside and I said, hey, before we go into this drill here, because we did a lot of infield stuff, I said, make sure if they're doing something that we don't do up here at varsity, like you're letting them know. Like, and, make sure you do it the right way. Obviously don't attack them, but just say, hey, this is my suggestion here, because those dudes, those younger guys definitely look up to our varsity dudes because that's where everyone wants to be. Those younger guys eventually want to be up on varsity and playing. And, I think that our dudes up on varsity have a lot of power in what they say. I think that for sure. So that's kind of been our mentality, just, the older teaching the younger and just kind of keep that going. That was something I took pride in. You talk about culture. I had, two really good people to learn from, Hill and Lotzi. Those two dudes, still talk to every single day. I was actually talking to Travis Hill last night, and I said, I don't think you guys at Easton realize how lucky you got it just with those two guys, and just make sure you really appreciate it. And they've been good teachers for me, and just kind of building culture. And for me, being there year 1, when that building opened, like I kind of feel like I had a part in that.
Right.
So that's really been my thing is trying to invest in every single kiddo that comes into our program, not just the varsity guys, and having our varsity guys obviously chip in and help with the development as well.
It was good to see. We were last night, Mitch and I, we were out for our G.A.C. game of the week, at Washington with Zumwalt East, and Loutsey was out there swinging the
Oh my
swinging
gosh,
the bat.
that's
man.
great news, man. Yeah, he was. I know he was in and out earlier in the year, but that dude. I mean, I'd run through a brick wall for him. I'd run through a brick wall for Hill, but
It was good to
it was-
see.
yeah, for
It really
sure.
was.
You know,
It was good
I know
to
he's been
see.
itching to get back.
Yeah.
I know he's been itching to get back. So, we'll play him on May 12th, I think. So
Yeah.
like we've been texting back and forth. We're looking forward.
I
to
got to
that
make
game.
sure I'm not doing anything that day.
Yeah, game of the week. There you go.
Another one.
yeah.
Another one.
Just
No,
add it to the
it, right?
schedule.
Don't
Just
ask me to do
add
the
it.
play-by-play at the other one if we're not there already.
Yeah, I love
It
it.
ain't happening. I like the approach there that you had with taking your practice, to bringing your JV up to practice with varsity or communicating them together. I think our goal as coaches is to create this dynamic that if I don't expect you to have you forever, right? So at some point you're going to want to have your own head coaching position in advance, and it's our job as coaches to provide the opportunity for you. I think that's a hats off to Coach Hill for what he's done over there to mentor you to this, and then you turn around and now you're asking your upperclassmen to mentor the younger kids. I don't think people understand how valuable that is instead of just jumping into the fire.
Yeah.
I know that there's some value to jumping into the fire. Don't get me wrong. You either ish or get off the pot,
Right.
that kind of thing. I get it. But being mentored, isn't that our job as a coach, though, at the end of the day? Like,
Oh, no question.
influencing young people?
Yeah, that's why I got into it. That's, again, we go back to Hill and Lassie. Those two influenced me a ton. And, when I think it was I was junior in high school, and I was like, what do I want to do with my life? And I was kind of, if I can have an impact on a kid just like those two did for me, like that's the goal. So, just like teaching, it's no different than that. You're just trying to impact kids and you'll lead them in the right direction and give them some life skills so that when they got in the real world, not everybody, maybe 1% of the 1% around here is going to make it and make money off of this game. And a lot of them are going to be professional in something else, So that's the goal is, teach them those life skills and, produce good human beings after their playing days are done, because you can't do it forever. That's why I'm sitting here with you guys.
Yeah, that's why this is the best seat. I don't have to.
It's not as stressful up here. Yeah, it's not as
There
stressful
is
up
no
here.
stress up here.
No, man.
I can
We
act a
can sit and go,
fool.
why did Coach do that?
Right? Yeah, it's a lot easier from the sidelines, ain't? Because I can sit there and manage a game, Cardinals game in my head.
Right.
Like I do this right now. It's super easy, and then you get into it. It's like it
Should
goes
I do
fast.
that?
Like So
Oh man, it runs on you. Hey folks, head coach of the Orchard Farm Eagles, Brendan Sugar. Coach, I appreciate you taking the time.
yeah, no problem. Thanks
luck
for all,
to you.
Yeah, thanks for all you guys do.
Yep, stay
Youth
healthy.
Baseball, we love it.
We'll
The
have to
the
get
boys
out
love
to your
it.
house here for too long though.
Yeah, have you been out there yet?
I have.
Oh man, have you been out there
It's
yet?
looking
I have
good.
not.
It
Not the
looks
new.
really
Not
nice.
new.
It's
new.
It's brand new. We've got a very fortunate right behind our first base dugout. We've got a indoor hitting facility. So like
That's sweet.
turfed out, double cages. Like they take care of us out there.
Who's the donor?
Oh no, our administration does a good job. Dr. Steinhoff's awesome. So him
Yeah,
and
good
then
for you.
Coach Arnett, our AD.
Yep.
Everything I've asked of that dude, he's been over backwards to do. So like I've got a lot of support from our administration, and I really
That's a big
appreciate
deal.
it. It doesn't get past me that that facility we got, like nobody else really around us has it. So we're very fortunate to have it. Very lucky.
That's an excitement to it. I know that we're trying to let Coach Sugar go, get ready for his
'Cause
game.
he's
but
got to get
I
going.
think
on
that's
his
huge.
kids.
We'll talk about it as he leaves if he needs to go.
No, I'm
if he
good.
needs to
Go
get
ahead.
out of here, but I think that's a massive deal for high schools. And you think about, like we talked about it, Mulder talking about
Yeah.
the South
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Springfield area, and they're kind of the
The
facilities.
facilities are crazy.
And
Nuts.
there's an excitement to walk into a gym and go, "That's mine."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's something that I'm helped building.
Banners hanging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like when I was playing college ball, it's college football side. When I could walk into a weight room and see the stacks and the your logo all over the building, there's something to be said for that.
Oh, yeah.
And some decisions are made because of the weight room or your facilities. When you're advancing, and so to be excited just gives extra motivation for these kids to show up.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully those facilities in the South kind of make their way up here. Yeah, that'd be
Well, that's a start
that'd
because
be
you got
super
them
nice.
over
No,
there on
we've
the river.
definitely- Like I said, like it doesn't get past me that we are, 99 percentile of like best facilities out there. So just
Does the
especially around
internet
us.
work?
Yeah, right. So everybody loves these turf fields. I know the guys are pumped tonight, and I'm pumped for a little night game too.
Absolutely, man.
Something
We're gonna
different.
Get under the lights,
That's
baby.
that's what I was telling them. Like, hey, we either get the 1:30 slot, get out of school a little earlier, or we get the nighttime one. This
Nighttime, baby.
Yeah, nighttime under the lights. You don't get that a lot. So
Not in high school, not even in summer ball. You don't get
Not
it
really,
often anymore because
No.
you'll play. Maybe a Thursday night game if you get lucky, but most games are now played during the day because high school kids can drive.
yeah, that, and I think a lot of the games now are at high school fields, and not everybody has lights. So
Yep.
unless
Fair
you're
point.
House Central.
Unless you're House Central.
Unless you're that thing. I think did Dominic get them too? I saw Dominic just opened
Oh,
up.
Dominic, did you see their facility? They just opened that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think they got lights too.
Yeah.
Man.
And that's nice because the only thing is always with Dominic was always, man, is somebody going to die one of these days with a foul ball hit and a car driving
Oh,
driving by?
I was gonna say
Right.
back in our Stallions days, I did the fields for them in the summer. That was my job. So, I'd be out of a job now if I was, I can't drag it.
No.
Drag it now. But
No.
Well, there's plenty of fields that have natural facilities.
Never
Not
get
many.
through
I
those
shouldn't
games
say
out
plenty.
there. Yeah.
Coach Sugar, good luck to you, bud. Stay healthy.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate you. Pleasure. Yep.
Brian, that's my first time getting a chance to meet Coach Sugar. That was fun. I like the approach that he has
Yeah.
for the Eagles, and kind of how he's attacking
program,
that.
Yeah, man.
They're in good hands.
I think so.
So what you're saying
really do.
is the Eagles, the Orchard Farm they need to do
just
whatever
gonna
it takes.
It's just going to make the North that much more difficult to win, and it's going to make it more competitive. That district more competitive. You just have good baseball. You have Coach Allen, Coach Burley, now Coach Sugar, Coach Bichel, Coach Stokes. You've got who am I missing? Perkle. You've got 6 programs that are really good. Baseball guys. I just think it's you can't sleep on the North.
Yeah, then that's the thing is they're all former somethings. They've done something, whether they the high school level or college level. Like I said before, when we just had Coach Nuru on, I played baseball with him, and when we were in our late 20s, and so I know that the passion that they share.
Oh, Mosley almost chucked it over his head, but that's ball game right there. I know we were talking and whatnot, and we kind of let that play out. I hope you didn't mind us chatting while we watched it play out here. But St. Charles takes the game here. We'll finish this up. That's a 6-1 win, 6-2. 6-1 win for St. Charles. The Pirates, heck of a ball game here for the Pirates as they sweep the Winfield Warriors, and I believe that makes them 4-0. 4-0, Evan? St. Charles 4-0 in the G.A.C. North, Mitch.
You said it early on in the year, and I had some doubts on you. You said St. Charles is going to be a problem. I said, no, they're not. It's the same routine they have been for the last 4 or 5 years. I am going to go ahead and say I was wrong.
Oh, that's all right. Hey, I've been wrong about a lot of teams.
Yeah, but I was way off because that's a good brand of baseball we just watched today by Coach Bichel.
They were clean, pitched well, hit well. Situationally, defensively, they were clean.
Yep.
And made play after play. Heck of a job for these teams. We're going to get our player of the game. Who do you got for St. Charles? Nate Mosley took it down.
Yeah, I feel like that he just
Warren Conrad, starting pitcher. I mean, he left with a 2-1 ball game.
Yeah, and how they got them 2 runs is whatever, but probably both pitchers for me.
Absolutely. We'll get them up. We'll do some interviews. And, folks, tune in, 7 o'clock. We got a dandy St. Charles West Warriors coming up against the Orchard Farm Eagles. And